kickoff, and perhaps the middle will have to wait for the end.
That's right. Well, most of us are sleeping tonight. A sixth-grade class at Lindberg School in Anderson may not be wide awake, but the sleepy-eyed youngsters will be in class. They plan to endure more than a week's worth of classes in just a matter of hours.
You know, Lindberg School's down the road. That is really nice. Thank you.
A good thing teacher Bill Beatty is so well liked by his sixth graders. These youngsters will see a lot of him over the next few days. Beatty's the man who dreamed up this educational marathon.
They have set a goal of 50 hours. 50 hours will be definitely a challenge, will be a record to beat, will be a record to set. That hopefully they have set a goal, they will reach that goal, and they will feel good about that.
Primary. Either down or across.
Beatty, fellow teacher Jane Samples, and their students are hoping to set a world record for the longest continuous class in history. The kids will participate in a number of school projects as the hours pass, hearing experts from everything from ham radios to hot air ballooning.
It's just a neat thing to do, I think, and it'll be a lot of fun. I think that will be a lot of fun, and I hope to get a better education.
Watching the hours slowly tick by is one of the most tiring experiences for these youngsters, but the hardest part of all?
Staying awake.
Lest you think these youngsters will have to go without any sleep for 50 straight hours, plans are to allow everyone a few catnaps and shifts beginning at midnight. This is indeed a big challenge. A challenge, if accomplished, may land 45 sixth graders from Anderson, Indiana, in the Guinness Book of World Records. A lot of parents and friends are serving as timekeepers and cheerleaders tonight, spurring the kids on. The marathon ends Saturday morning at 10.
If they did that all the time, they'd start school in September and be out for good by Christmas, wouldn't they? Huh?
Maybe staying after school was a form of punishment. Well, it is not that way tonight in Anderson. Sixth graders at an elementary school are staying late to set a world's record. Channel 8's Bob Rossback explains how and why.
It's 3 o'clock, and school is out at Lindberg Elementary in Anderson. A teacher cleans up her emptied classroom. Nothing moves in the silent halls. But to borrow a phrase, when all the other grades leave off, in here, the beat goes on.
And it is really neat. You have to know the multiples on this exercise. We will go over this part again. If you have
Two teachers, Jane Sample and Bill Beatty, and 45 sixth grade students are trying to go 50 straight hours in class. By doing so, they hope to find a place in a book that describes the world according to Guinness.
You know, seeing all these people on the Guinness Book of World Records with the longest fingernails or something like that is just like almost been a dream for somebody, you know, to be in, but now that dream's come true if anybody's had it, so everybody's real excited.
And the other way is you pick the
The idea was Beatty's, and when he first told his students about it,
Well, I really thought that Mr. Beatty was just joking at first because I hadn't run into a teacher crazier than him before, and none of us really believed him at first, but then he started making plans, and we really thought he was nuts then.
It is relatively crazy, but it's unique because it is students' involvement.
crazy or not, Bill Beatty won the involvement he wanted by the sheer force of his enthusiastic personality.
Well, it was kind of a challenge to do something new, and to be in the Guinness Book of World Records, might be fun.
50 hours is an awful long time. Do you think you can pay attention for that long?
I don't know. Might get rough. But I think I'll hang in there.
Hanging in there through 2 full nights may be the biggest challenge of all to these children. They will be sleeping in shifts to keep the class going. They all brought sleeping bags for that, and Corey Ridenauer showed us what else.
Okay, first of all, we just sort of brought the usual change of clothes. We're going to be eating pizza tonight, so they asked us to bring an extra sack to help clean up, and like toothbrush, toothpaste, and combs and brushes, the usual, and towels and washcloths to wash your hands and face and stuff, and extra socks and another shirt and some short pants in case you want to sleep in them, because sometimes the sleeping bags can get awful hot. They say that last night was probably the most roughest night because some people said they could sleep okay after they pretended that it was called off and all that, and so, well, I didn't go to sleep till about 3 o'clock in the morning because I was worried about this and how it was going to turn out, and so I finished packing the rest of this stuff this morning.
Corey was not alone among students for whom the question today seemed to be not, can they stay awake, but, think you'll be able to pay attention for 50 hours?
Yeah, I'll be excited. I'm really excited about it. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited.
Think you'll be able to sleep tonight or tomorrow?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to wait till tonight. Well, we're supposed to get 6 hours during the night and have shifts during the night, but everybody's in class from 8 till midnight unless we have PE or art or special classes.
That seems like an awful lot of class.
Yes, it is.
That's where parents come in. One group of them is simply witnessing the event, but their enthusiasm shows.
I think it's neat. I think the teachers are fantastic, and it's just something so special. The excitement of it has gone through our neighborhood. It's gone through our church. We've got people everywhere watching it for us and wishing us well.
Another group of parents and others are volunteering as experts. After school hours are their after work hours, so they're available to share knowledge they enjoy. Jim Mahoney's expertise is something special here. He's an airplane rebuilder and historian who knows something of Charles Lindberg, the pioneer pilot and record holder in his own right, for whom this school is named.
And from that feat, he was the first one to do it alone. Now, there was other people that did make it across with some help, a co-pilot.
As nothing else, it may be that spirit of Charles Lindberg that has been captured here, spreading from teacher to student to parent and beyond. Anderson is a town that has had some rough times and rough handling in the news media. School Superintendent Leonard Austin.
Maybe in these days when we've been getting negative comments about cities like Anderson, maybe something of a positive nature would be beneficial to all of it.
Perhaps that is the real lesson to be learned from these 50 hours. Long after these children go home for some sleep, long after normal schedules resume, long after the long lessons of grammar are long forgotten, these 50 hours will give a child, a school, and a community something wonderful to remember. Bob Rossbeck, Channel 8 News, on the scene, Anderson.
I don't think I studied a total of 50 hours in all of 6th grade, but we wish them luck. Sports and weather are next.
That's right. Leaving the marathon session about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Probably just in time to watch cartoons. Should have sunshine.
The students at Lindberg Elementary School all arrived at the same time yesterday, but when the bell rang at 3 o'clock, the 6th grade didn't go home. And they still haven't. These 45, 11, and 12-year-olds are part of an academic sit-in designed to get them in the Guinness Book of Records for attending the longest continuous classroom session, 50 hours beginning at 8 a.m. yesterday, ending at 10 tomorrow morning. Their teacher came up with the idea.
They will get, in the 50 hours, equivalent to 8 days of school.
The children were terribly excited about it. Each time an hour passed, it was posted in a window. The classroom subject matter varied from the conventional to the exotic, from math to mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Pilots showed films about airplanes, and a woman showed off her rock collection. Meals were served in the gym. All of this was kind of a lark at first, but those hours seemed to elongate as the evening went on. Here and there, eyes began to glaze. A few seemed ready to close.
At the beginning, it went kind of fast, and now it's going slower. I'll get sleepy, but not for a while, so.
My hope is that we really make it through here.
I know, yeah. I yawn a lot.
The yawning stopped for a while when a local balloonist inflated his craft for the children. He had hoped to fly it for them, but the winds ruled that out. So it was back to the classroom again. The children will get 6 hours sleep at night, but not necessarily continuous sleep. They're split into 4 groups sleeping in shifts. Between midnight and 8, one group will be in class, 2 hours at a time. Sleep is very precious to them, only 12 hours of it out of 50 hours.
It's just about the halfway mark now. Staying awake will be that much harder today, exceptionally hard tonight. But tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, bedtime. Will this weekend go fast? Fred Briggs, NBC News, Anderson, Indiana.
What a great story.
Wonderful.
I used to fall asleep in the first 15 minutes, much less 50 hours in class.
I'll bet you out of one of those kids, one will become a congressman or a senator and become the champion
Filibuster, that's right.
Absolutely. No question about it. Hey, this is from Baldwin, Kansas, and the leaves are beautiful all over the country this weekend. Baker University up here sent me this. Gorgeous rubber.
50-hour class. More from Channel 8's Ruth Ann Gordon.
45 bleary-eyed sixth graders at Lindberg Elementary School anxiously watched the clock, counting the hours and minutes until class could be dismissed. The students set a world record for the longest continuous class. As the minutes rolled by, some students looked back on the experience with delight.
Would you do this again if you had the chance?
Probably.
Why?
I think it's fun. I'm just wanting to get this over with so I can go home.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I'd do it again.
Why?
It was just fun. If you get in the Guinness Book of World Records, some people think that you're really great, and some people think that you're really a snob because you get to do something they don't get a chance to do, and they'll get mad at you.
You think people are going to get mad at you?
I doubt it, but it could happen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
While students were counting down the last minutes of the marathon, parents were patiently waiting for the students in the gymnasium.
It's neat because it's something to bring the kids to school rather than want to stay away from it. And they've been probably been high on school all week.
We really get wrapped up, and it's so emotional for the kids and for us. And we've spent a lot of time here. It's amazing. You can't stay away. It's contagious, I think, or something.
After parents and students left the building, teacher Bill Beatty concluded by saying that the marathon might have been the best way to teach sixth graders just how to set goals. Ruth Ann Gordon, Channel 8 News on the Scene, Anderson.
Coming up on the scene, a report on the Indianapolis Police Department and the high...
Maybe you don't know about it, but you guys, there's a lot of people in town talking about you.
Plastic.
Just studying up there at Anderson High School. The principal, I was up there today, and I said something about coming out, and she said, hey, did you see the back of the Indianapolis Star? Boy, he whipped it out, and boys up there in the office, and teachers are coming and looking at it. You guys are making a lot of news, and good job. Good class. Good group.
We lost our pink event here after our second main event. Which is no problem. He'll get it back together and get going. I have all the faith in the world in him. He has 8 hours behind him. He better have all the faith in the world. That's a lot of faith. No, he'll be fine. And that's something that we've really been looking forward to. It'll come around. Let me, and then I'll let you. Okay? Group 2, where are you? You lucky, lucky people. Group 2, you get to stay in class. Group 3, yes, good. We'll go the same way we did last night. Now, okay, I'll get your questions out. What do you have to say before we go? And then go into that. Amy?
My mom and dad went to Indianapolis to get my typewriter fixed, and the people at the typewriter place were talking about it.
what we're doing, but they think it's crazy and weird.
It's crazy and different. So do I. Out of the way so we can go from anything else that you got in your mind? You understand what's coming off? Yes.
We don't have a schedule. The schedule will not be as rigid tomorrow morning, boys and girls, because we don't have the other groups of children coming to school. So we'll be a little bit more relaxed. It doesn't mean that maybe we won't have, we're not getting up at 7 to watch the Today Show. There is no reason why we have to get everybody up at an early time. So the people that are scheduled to sleep from 6 to 8 will be able to sleep from 6 to 8 tomorrow morning. This morning they weren't able to. We had you up by 6:45 so you could see the Today Show. You'll feel better tomorrow, and then you'll have a great big breakfast. And by the time we finish eating, we'll be ready to leave.
We stand under the clock. We're always under the clock. Sure, we stand under the clock.
We'll stand under the clock.
See, you need a dip. Do that again, Beth. So, da. That's not my board. That belongs to someone else. It helps to have a little period and a da-da. Okay? Just tell me and I'll tell you what to say. See, dip and B-A-H is da. H is dip. 4 dips. Okay? Dip. Okay? H. E. A is did, all right. Corey's learned the code 2 months ago, and I don't think he's used it very much, but once you learn it, you very seldom forget it. Especially if you look around when you have a chance to. Did all right. Did. Okay. Now, here's the way a novice would send call out for a signal. He would, if I were transmitting, I would say, one rule about sending, you never send faster than you can receive. You send, it's easy to send fast, but if you can't receive that fast, your hands are always going to answer you as fast as you're sending. So if you want to send fast, they'll send fast, but you've got to be willing to copy. But this would be CQ. Then you send the Latin term, which is da, did it, D, and then E. Hear the difference? D, E. And then you'd send the call, which you are like W, 9. I always take my time, make it real clear to the person. That's a 9, and an O, then an F, and then a B. Okay? Now that's rather fast, really, for sending, but now a novice would send, and 5 words a minute would be. Now let's see if we can pick up another novice just for listening section. And you get faster. I was only a novice for 2 months, and just about every day I'd come home from school, I'd talk a little bit on Morse code, maybe try to make one contact. But within easily 2 months, I was up to general class speed. And some of these guys send real fast, and I don't do a lot of CW work, but I do enough. Okay, the bands on handband are divided between code band and phone band. Phone band cannot operate in code band in American, but the code can operate in the phone band. But courtesy says you don't do much code in phone band, because people get sort of bothered by the fact that you're right in the middle of phone conversations on code. Okay? We're gonna... Now this guy's holding his key down. He's tuning his rig. All right, and then he let go. Good. He bumped his key. He fell asleep. He may be just tuned in his rig. Now he's probably listening. Huh? Frequency calling CQ. This is 50 hours of class for students in the 6th grade of elementary school in Anderson, Indiana, calling CQ. So let's try it again, all right?
CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ.
No closer. W9.
W9 OFB. W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo.
Calling CQ.
Calling CQ
And listen.
and listening.
We may or may not. It just takes a while on some of this. Okay. This is W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo calling CQ from Lindberg Elementary in Anderson, Indiana, calling CQ. This is 50 hours of class for a 6th grade class, featured on the Today Show, breaking the Guinness Book of Records for continued class. And we've got about 10 hours to go, so we would appreciate working any states. Please call and speak with one of these 6th graders. It's getting late and we'd like to do some hamming. W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo. Tell me your name again. Doug?
Todd.
Todd. And Todd would like to talk to someone. W9 OFB. We're open for any calls. Please call W9 OFB at this time. Now see, we might have been on top of another conversation that we don't hear. It's a backwards situation. I thought I heard somebody in there real weak. Okay, Shelly, go ahead. Right in the mic. O
FB
W
9 halfway through.
CQ.
W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo. W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo. Lindberg Elementary School. 6th grade class. Calling CQ, W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo.
Calling someone, please.
Calling someone, please.
You got it?
That's W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo. Thank you for your call. My name is Shelly. S-H-E-L-L-E-Y. I'm in Anderson, Indiana, Lindberg School, 6th grade class. Few copies, please. WKB9 KB9 OG. W9 Oscar Foxtrot Bravo.
Wisconsin. Yay, new team. First Wisconsin. All right.
The first one in Wisconsin.
KB9.
KB9, OG, W9, OFB.
Okay, KB9 Ocean Golf. This is W9 OFB control operator. Thank you for coming back, Charlie. You're our first Wisconsin. We would very much appreciate a card for these kids. We've got about 6 states worked, and we're trying to work as many of the 50 states as we can. We get a new group of kids here in about 35 minutes, so these guys are wanting to rack up as many of the states as they can before they get here. So let's see how many we can do. We're going to turn it back to you there, and we would appreciate any other stations breaking in. We need all states that we can get. And Charlie, if you'd QSL to W9 Ocean Foxtrot Bravo, care of Lindberg, our 6th grade class, Lindberg, that's like Charles Lindbergh, Lindberg Elementary School, Anderson, Indiana, 46012. We'd like to send you a special card showing the kids, and they're in 50 hours of continuous class as shown on the Today Show this morning about 7:06. So how copy, Charlie? KB9OG, W9 OFB. Y'all guys hear how loud I...
Q, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. W9 OFB. W9 OFB. W9 Oscar, Fox, Bravo. On CQ. CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. W9 Oscar, Fox, Bravo. Calling CQ. Please, someone, please.
We're going to rock them in now. Ham can't pass those voices up.
J.
This is W9.
This is W9 OFB.
Thank you, Red.
Thank you, Red. Mark.
Okay. Yeah, Mark's got you there. These kids are just learning how to operate on some of this. And Red, you got a beautiful signal out of Bessemer, Alabama. And if you heard the QSL information, Mark would like to see that one from you on the wall here. So if you got it, we'll pass it along again. And we're looking for a lot of states tonight. So you're our first Alabama, and we're glad of it. Glad for it. WA4VGJ. Tell Mark who we are. This is W?
WA.
9.
9 OFB.
So these guys are starting to hear. They're going to be pulling in. Another signal tuning up near frequency. These guys are lecturing. You're sermonizing. We'll probably get one nut tonight. So you get somebody we'll have to turn off or move.
Foxtrot, Bravo. Calling CQ, CQ, CQ.
Get some butter. Come on. Here's the butter and serve. A lot of people would care. The county club, Madison County Club, amateur radio club, heard about what we were going to do, and as a parent, the only reason I am involved, and probably the only reason ham radio is involved for these particular, and we haven't been hamming for 50 hours, even though I've been awake all but two, has been, we've scheduled the amateur radio time. There's a lot of activities that happened
regular class from 8 to 3, but there seems that fire people came and other parents and their occupations were brought in or hobbies. And being a ham operator, we did that. The Madison County Club brought in a beam and a portable beam or on a trailer, 25 feet high, tri-bander, 3-element beam, and we got her pointed your way to Germany. Glad we're getting in. We could hear the tape real fine. We're glad we had a fairly decent signal, even though there was some QRM on signal. So that's the equipment. We're running Swan 500C. We also had a Heathkit SP104 that shut down on us sometime last night and blew a fuse or something, we don't know. We also have a 2-meter antenna, 2-meter radio monitoring local interested hams. So we got a lot of interest in what's going on. DJ8CL, Southern Germany, W9 Ocean, Foxtrot Bravo, Anderson, Indiana, with the 6th grade class, setting a record. And we about 15 minutes. We only got 1 hour to go, Ray, and it's going to feel good.
Fine, yeah, W9OC, Delta Juliet 8, Charlie Lima. Oh yeah, that one's okay now. And sorry to hear that you got trouble with your Sugarbaker 104. Did you say it was a Sugarbaker 104? And what was the trouble with it, going?
Roger, it's Sugarbaker 104 Heathkit, K89 DJE brought it in. It's not my rig. All of it came in, I left it down, and I have a whole Swan 500 clunker, and it's able to take a lot more stress, but he's going to come in. He thinks it's nothing serious, but I didn't know if the SWR was high, and it might have just had automatic shutdown. Go.
Oh, I see, yeah. That's fine. Okay, Jen, so I wish you good luck.
And I know that Foxtrot Bravo here. Okay, Mar, yes.
This is one of the ones you've been looking for, guys. This one comes out of here.
That is very German right now. So, here it is.
Ready? Oh, that feminine looks nice up there. Yeah. Save it till,
you're 5'9", 5'9". You're 8'9" on this, yes, you are married. Roger, this is the 6th grade elementary class, 6th grade elementary class. 10 and 11-year-old kids. George, Whiskey 3, Japan, Ontario, GW3, Japan, Ontario, W9, Ocean, Foxtrot, Bravo. Okay, we'll have to make this fast. If you're down, you're a 5, well, a 4 or 4. It'll be a 4 or 4. And we would like a USL card to have on here to make it previously your 4 or 4. And we'll have to make it quick over.
She's gonna tell it, I'm not gonna tell it. Go over here.
During this entire time, we have been writing down times and then writing sentences about what we thought, how we thought. How quick is a thought? A thought goes through your mind in just seconds. Now, I want you to, if you do not have a book where you're keeping your thoughts, the thoughts early in the morning that you had and that you wrote sentences about, then I want you to get a piece of paper if you don't have a book, because this is, as far as right now goes, this is the last time that we'll be writing about our 50 continuous hours. So, put down on your paper 9:30. You have 40 minutes. Put down 9:30, October the 17th, 1981. October the 17th. You did not do one at 9:30. 9:30, October the 17th, 1981. Even though I asked you to do this maybe just after you came back from breakfast, the reason, Carrie, is because a thought is a second. Many thoughts pass through your mind. I want you to put down those many thoughts. Nobody has had a continuous 50-hour class. Nobody but you. Your thoughts are really special. You put those thoughts down. Every thought, the positive, the negative. Write those down right now, what you're thinking.
Our record, we'll make our own little book and sell it out right there and make it amount of money there. So what we want is make sure that you get your stuff down there. So when we say, right before we were ready to go and rip everything off the wall, what were you thinking about? That's what we want. That's going to go down in your book. And in essence, when we put our book together, which we're not going to put a book together, guys.
I know you do.
I don't know. After you can. After 50 hours, we wouldn't do anything crazy again for at least another week. But whenever you get your book and we're ready, and we're ready to go to press, we're going to say, now, what did you really feel like? They don't look too bad. They don't look too bad, do they?
They look wonderful.
I don't know how you feel. You just sort of put it in your clothes and you walk around and everything's all right. And then you can get in the car and throw the bag in there and fall down on it. But what we need is your thoughts right now. You can reflect back on what happened last night, what happened with Mr. Ruttenauer, because that was a really neat thing for a night activity. Talking to the radio this morning, and he was really impressed with the people you've talked to. Think about the things you've done, and because it's fresh now, the good things will come out easier now. The best thing you've got is, it's right over here. Mrs. Sample has changed clothes, and I've got a different change of clothes on, guys. You thought we opened the windows and aired the room out. That's not right. I actually changed clothes. And Amy bought missing deodorant. We won't go on today. I used it, Amy. Get it down. So we need that now.
We need that now.
Because after you get home and you fall down that bed, everything's going to go over.
You won't remember things the same way. Nobody ever remembers their experience as their...
Those guys look like they're ready for Sing Sing. Rachel, she did, I know. They really look bad. That's fantastic. But the officer who arrested you was here last night when you were doing the learning centers with the student teachers. I don't know whether you recognize him without the student looking good. But that's actually May's husband, the custodian's husband. And he is really a nice man. He's a nice man when he has to do his job, but he has to go through with that. So I hope the four of you got to at least talk to him again with his baseball cap on and his other coat. He looks a little easier going. If he was looking for you, I think that was one particular thing that he actually came in just to see you guys. She says, "Where's Heather?" That's Dynamite. I said, "She ran away, but she was not to run." I said, her and Rachel got together and decided to run away. So Rachel could teach me like that. We'll be hearing from these guys in about 2 weeks. You four people that did that, I'm going to tell you that. You're going to have to get together. You have to get these slides together. You have to get your tapes together. Do you have your tapes? Do you have your tapes, Rob? Okay. I know where they're at. I just wondered if you knew where they're at. You're going to have to edit this and get it together. Now you will find out what, like today, the Today Show that did your clip on Today's Show was in good shape today. They took all his footage, took all his pictures. You know, if they would have put it all on, it would have been in good shape. You know, your parents wouldn't have had to wait. They could have just sat home and watched the whole thing. In essence, that's what you're going to have to do with your police arrest. You're going to have to take it and edit it down and find out what you actually want to use for your presentation. I'm interested in seeing that presentation. Sample is interested in seeing that presentation. And I want to see, because I'll let you know some others. Look at this. I didn't see this when I showed you the other one. This is the inside. Look at the inside. There's Robbie in jail, in the bedstead.
Oh, I didn't see that one. No.
And I definitely would like to know what Robbie's thinking. Forget this, guys. Where's the key? Let me out. I'm interested in hearing that. Captain Fitzsimmons is going to come for that. He's already put it on, and I know I'm so home.
Mrs. Mayor, she wanted you to have some Apache tears.
Ready for this? Good. Okay, you can. You ready to go on? Do the yawn. Good, I've been doing it. Do the yawn. Now, it's gone. It won't come back for at least an hour. Okay, the yawn is gone. Feeling better? How many minutes? I don't know. We're ready. Oh, we're... Okay, let me tell you one other thing, because they're going to be here. Look. Oh, me. Don't look at this. Mr. Swagger will show you these things all night. I mean, if you want to see them 20 times, you can see them 20 times. Okay? But look at me. When this thing goes down, yes, I know you want to scream until your eardrums go whoop-whoop and whatever. That's fine and dandy. Watch my hands. Okay? Because we're just going to go so long, and then we've got to do something with your folks. And then we've got to do something with you, and then we've got to go back and do something with your folks. Okay? So it's going to get a little confusing right from there to there. Okay? All right? So, you know, hey, when that thing gets around there, there's not going to be two people in this room any happier to see those things come around than Jane myself. You know, we're ready. This sample says, yes. You know,
He doesn't have to watch that frog. You remember that frog the other night? They go, roar. If we got to see that thing go roar one more time, that was it. We were going to watch the whole thing. Because that frog and that there's nobody doing anything. Because that animal that had those horns, they go like this, and in his eye, Miss Sam would go, now watch, here comes his eye. And we were you know what? Here comes it, and his eye did that trick thing. Where time-wise, she was acting like Harry over here, just went crazy. He couldn't stand it.
Yeah, my eyes feel like that too, Rob. They're going in each direction. That's right.
Exactly. Okay? So I'm sure they want to get, I know he said that he was going to come in and do it. Somebody said he was going to do it. Which is fine, but they did do a nice thing on it.
10 minutes of work. 10 minutes of class. We are going to have class. We are in class. 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes in class. That's it. I know you won't, but 10 more minutes in class.
And not until we actually take that thing down off the hook will it be done. No. David, you know who David Frost is now? David Frost. Who's David Frost? Who is David Frost? It's Jack Frost's brother. I know. Don't you, David? Who is David Frost? There's Greg over here cleaning his face with his shirt. He said, I didn't get to do the bath job today. You know who David Frost is? Who's David Frost? Charlie says, I don't know, but I hope he comes in 7 minutes. Who's David Frost? Come on, you guys are going to know David Frost. Who's David Frost? David's back there, guys. You let us know, because we would like to recognize that he is with us. David is the one that does the TV thing. We may not be hanging by our teeth from a flying plane, but we might invite the Guinness people. We might invite David to come down, and if he doesn't think that we have established a record, maybe we can have David come down, and I will lend him the 5th grade to go 50 hours with. No, 49 hours. It can't be. And if David will go 49 hours with 5th grade, I'll think about him not recognizing it. But I don't think he will. We're just sort of waiting. We're just taking back stuff on you. Where's my 6th grade teacher? They're not taking any voice, right? And she was giving me a hard time about being a teacher. Now, the guys got onto it. You guys picked her right out. I didn't know who she was. But, Miss Reagan, the best thing, I'm sorry the TV cameras were not here. Because we had all these pillows around. I know what you would. And I noticed that, I said you could bring the little pillow on your desk, and a couple of them came around. And then you started bringing the pillows from downstairs up here. Nice dog. Make sure that these pillows will go home with you. If you have a shared pillow and you want to utilize it the remainder of the time, that's fine. Cost you $1 donation at the door. Did you see Gardner last night? He was walking in his sleeping bag again. I think after this we'll have a sleeping bag race. Nothing big, but just sleeping bag race. Right. And Henriot, we'll have a bull butting contest. David butts his head against the wall. Pull him around in the middle of the room. There he goes, man. He's like a squirrel. He gets right around and bangs his head. He didn't do it as bad, I don't know. The night before last, I got an opportunity to spend a lot of time down there, and you guys do weird things at night. I really feel for you people. You people back there in the back who we can't see, but we hear you breathing, we're going to, I'm not going to throw anything at you. We're going to actually do something at the end, and then we're going to ask the parents to do something. So don't strain your neck. You'll get to see the kids and everything. We'll sort of take you down to the gym, and then we'll bring the kids down to the gym. So whenever I ask you to sort of disappear and go down to the gym, Mr. Lagarde will show you where it's at. Okay? Now you can be my mom. Israel, the guys that are, I want you doing something. You get your book, okay? Your library book. You got everything else done. It's time to read the library book. I want you doing something. Okay? I know.
Here's a card from one of our families from Kentucky. Is the family. A card of encouragement. We'll put it right out there in the hall. And if we can, it'll be out there in our hall with all our special cards. You got the stamp on the fan. It's real big. Little lights, so I can
I've only had one cup of coffee this morning. I brought my own coffee.
Hold them together. We're going to do it together. We've got time here. We just sort of practice to see if we can fall down. We'll go with 10. After we get to 10, we'll count down. Take it down. No one will stop taking this one up. We'll actually keep it because we need it. Okay? Here's the longest 30 seconds in the book. So we'll start 10. But you guys stay with the clock if I hear you 10. Okay? 10 seconds. Ready?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know you'll just keep going.
I don't really care, but actually, what I'm supposed to do is hold you a little bit so the TV crew gets away. Because you get all this expensive equipment and, you want your kids and like cattle and that thing. Nancy, can you show them where the gym is?
Yeah, here.
Oh, that's right. Get me when I'm picking my teeth. This is our own, I don't care.
It can now be revealed that the password to get in the door was...
Now that was only close friends and, Okay. Well, what I would like for you to do is definitely the parents. I want you to get down to the gym, and I want you to sit on the tables. We just pulled them down because we couldn't do it like this. So you just go and sit down at the table, and we will come to you if I can directly. But no, it'll be a little bit, okay? But just sort of get down there and sit down at the gym, but I need you all out of here. Mrs. Sample has been brought supper to her last. Did you see that supper?
Yeah.
I mean, all she needed was candlelight and rose, and I thought you'd leave. Oh, well, I'm going to go home. You tell what that is.
Okay. All right. The Mother's Club. This is a present. Mr. Beatty unwrapped it. This is a present to you, to all of you. And this is from Mother's Club and the PTO. trivia fee.
You get yours and you get mine. There's enough for... Those people will still be downstairs. There's one for everybody. Now listen, we can't get you sized up and everything. So what we're going to do is sort of go by big. If you are tall, stand up. Big, tall.
Waiting so nicely. There you go.
Here. Right here.
Is everybody?
Bobby, John. You know. If you cite someone that isn't group one, Gordon, thank you. If you cite someone that's in group one, write down that way. There you go. Sort of got a group 0 over there. Group 2, okay? If you're in 2, you should be right in here. All right? Very good. 3.
You got flashes left? You got any film left? Did you save one for the last?
Okay, in essence, whenever we say goodbye, good night, I don't know if it's day or night. Whenever we say goodbye, the children will come to you. We'd like for you to be able to take your children through the doors, go to your cars, get them in there with their belongings and get them down. They look good, don't they look good? Yeah! There are too many people who say thank you to. There are too many people who say, we appreciate your help without missing someone. I have to start with Jane. This sample has been fantastic. Without Mrs. Sample, no way. She definitely kept things in line, helped schedule, helped. There's no way it would have come down without Jane Sample. They heard Kelly. Where is she? Hey, she's at the back of my classroom. Miss Lagarde and the assistant superintendent and the superintendent, they all had to say yes before we got to your parents, and we looked at you in the eye. And when we looked you in the eye and said, this is what we're going to do, you didn't say much. Well, we talked about it, and children, I want you to give these people the applause, because without you parents, the whole thing, Jane and myself, we wanted to do it. There was no way of doing it without your help. Genuinely, we're not going to pick out one particular situation, because you all have been fantastic, and you have a little idea and to talk to children about a little idea and have it turn into something like this. I was talking to one of the parents this morning, and they said, you know, that is really incredible. Okay, they've got the show. That's incredible. There's nothing incredible about it at Lindberg. If this isn't good enough for a record, we'll do something else, but it's not incredible because of what we've got. It's fantastic. The thing has went larger than we ever anticipated it going. And for a thing for education, and for a small town in Anderson, like a small town in Indiana, I'm ready. Small town in Indiana, and from small people to touch a community, and a state, and a nation. We were on a radio last night in Boston, and on television in Boston, in New Zealand. You know, we're talking big stuff here, guys. I thank you. We thank you for sharing your children with us.
Thank you very much.
Good night.